Evening peeps, evening, welcome back to the channel. Bloody stream starting, software. I started the stream, it didn't connect to anything, so it was streaming to nothing, so I've had to stop and start again. Stupid software. Right, we're back though with the final round of the DTM Sprint League. So we are live from Nürburgring Sprint Circuit, so it's a little bit shorter than the normal GP circuit. Nothing to do with the Nordschleife tonight, unfortunately. It would have been nice, but you know. Yeah, we're at the short course tonight. I don't have points for you lot, and I've not got hands-on points. So if someone reads them out at the end of the race, then great. If not, then I'll have to wait until I get them, and then I'll post them on the page on Facebook. So come and have a look. Welcome everybody who's joined the stream. So we have got the finals tonight. Like I say, 3 15-minute races or thereabouts. But we have got a 10-minute qualifying session just started. So merch still available, people. T-shirts and stickers. If you want any of those, hit me up at darksmoker@googlemail.com. Let me know. And let's get in. Let's turn some sound on. So let me know how it sounds as well. Apparently, when the mic crashed last week and all sorts of things went wrong last week as well, you lot couldn't hear me over the car. So I've dropped the sound of the stream a little bit. I've kind of left the mic where it was, but let me know how it sounds. Why haven't I got chat going? What's going on with this goddamn software? Let's refresh that chat. Is it going to work? Yes. Oh, here we go. Why isn't it showing? What is going on? Alright. Alright, yeah, let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. If not, then type it out. I'll have to read it and you'll let me know. So, let's have a look what we've got going on then. Who've we got in tonight? Potter, Mark, Brinky, Elvio, Ace Killer, Gecko, Surfer, Fat Pickles, Distinct Philo, No Neck Monster and Mocking Weeks. So, qualifying already underway. Let's get the nonsense on. Yeah, let me know what it sounds like. Can you hear me? Can you hear the cars? You know, is it something louder than something else? Let me know. So let's go for a little bit of a lap with Potter McPot then. So normal start, finish straight. Again, is majority of the GP circuit, but we do cut off just before the hairpin. A new hairpin, funnily enough. Then down into turn 1, Potter rolling in the Mercedes. The Mercedes arena, funnily enough, rocking the Team Oliver Racing Esports League livery. So out of the Mercedes arena, you would usually come out of this right, stamp it down this straight, and then turn left. Instead, we're getting a little way down here, and then we're going to hang a right, cut across this circuit. Back up towards this first little left-hander, almost 90 degrees this one. It's getting a little wiggle on. This one is pretty much 90 degrees, just over really. Again, easy to run it out wide there onto the sand, especially under race conditions with drivers all around you. Fast sprint then down this back straight, all the way up towards the chicane at the top. We leave that in. Brakes for Potter then into this one. Got to be careful, you don't want to cut too much of these curves, you will pick yourself up a penalty. Hear me fine, good, thank you Game Shed, cheers brother. So back around that final corner then and across this start finish line to retake pole while we were on board with him. 132.3 then for Potter. currently in second in the Ford Sierra Cosworth. Quarter of a second back from Potter. LVO Tricks in another Mercedes, another quarter of a second back. Mart in fourth, just a tenth behind LVO. A 132.9 for Potter, for Mart. Potter on that 132.3. A lot of Mercedes. It's a popular car this season for this classic sprint, DTM Sprint League. So for Ev, another Mercedes. Rinky in the screaming RX-7. Let's get on board with him to hear that scream. This thing's so loud that Rinky's actually got two helmets on. It's an absolute weapon. Can't hear it quite so loudly from outside. Look at it, it's got a great big bean can hanging out the back. Fat Pickles then in the cartoon Cosworth, sitting in 8th on the grid currently, 6 minutes into qualifying. Ace Killer in 9th. He's got himself a 133.8 currently, mocking weeks. He's gone for the cartoon livery on the BMW. Not to pick on him this week either. He's not specifically given me rules not to, but I'll just pick up from last week. He was upset. I was calling him out. He picked the BMW and it's not been the greatest choice for him. It's had him backwards a few times. No neck then in another Mercedes. Again, popular car, the Mercedes. So 6.5 minutes into quali. Potter still on that top spot, quarter of a second faster than Gecko. Can anybody unseat him? It wouldn't surprise me if they do. That chicane. Just got to be so careful through there, not picking up those penalties. Back towards the line then. LVO right behind him. What's he going to put in? Oh, LVO goes quickest. 132.236 then. It's hundredths faster than Potter's time. Around this circuit, so 2.5 minutes left. Still plenty of time to get a couple of laps in. Philo in 4th. Mark now in 5th. LVO and Philo making their way up the order. Pushes Mark down and everybody else who was anywhere near him. Brinky then gets a squiggle on out of the final corner. Been a good season, I will say. The DTMs, I missed out last season. I was commentating on something else. I think they ran it on a day I was already streaming, so I couldn't cover it. But yeah, apparently it was good. So I managed to pick it up this season, and yeah, it's been an absolute punch-up league, really. You know, real good battle. The cars are a little bit loose. They're on the sport soft tyres, not the racing softs. Bit harder, not a lot of aero. I know they've got a great big wing on the back. I'm sure that doesn't really help them too much, to be honest. Ace Killer, the lonely MR2. We did have a second RX-7 in the lobby. Rexia or whatever his name was. Is he the other one? Get yourself some deep Duco underfloor heating anyway. You want some underfloor, maybe it's the wrong time of year to be selling underfloor heating, but if you want some, he's the man. So 30 seconds left on the clock. LVO is quite happy with his time, so parks himself at the side of the circuit while that was Mocking Weeks was just coming through. Currently he's sitting on pole. Potter's slowed down as well, so that's his final lap done. He's confident he's going to hold on to that second. Philo, though, is back out on track in third. Yellow Philo engineering livery. How hard can he push this Mercedes on this final lap then? Gecko's still out as well. Mart's still out. Brinky, Surfer, Ace Killer still out for another lap as well. I think Fat Pickles managed to make it across the line. There it is, Mocking Weeks then, so he comes home in 10th. No Neck Monster finishes in 11th, so LVO comes and takes that top spot. Potter's second. Let's just see what these two do. And that final corner for Philo. Oh, he's a little bit wide through there. And bothered about that final lap, I'll take LVO out. Why not? What are we looking at time-wise for 110? So, not sure if Gecko's going to manage it either. To this final turn then for Gecko. Still got a couple of other drivers out on track, but a little drift on around that final corner for Gecko. Towards the line, and he stays fourth. Mart stays fifth. Brinky's crossed the line, he stays sixth. Surfer Ev stays seventh, he's just crossed the line. Ace Killer into eighth. Fat Pickles ninth, Mocky Weeks 10th, and No Neck Monster. That is your order for the first race of tonight. So 3 races. Are they 10 laps, or is it going to be 15 minutes? It's going to be about 15 minutes anyway, isn't it? There is official results then. A 5-minute break in between qualifying and the race. So it is LVO on that top spot. Potter in second, Philo third, Gecko in fourth, Mark fifth, Brinky sixth, Surfer Ev in seventh, Ace Killer in 8th, Fat Pickles in 9th, Mockin in 10th, and No Neck in 11th. So again, I haven't got points this week, so let's just see if we can... do you know what? Where's that going to be? Where's that going to be? Nope. Nope. Just trying to look for last week's points. So it could be a toss-up then, because if I remember rightly, Philo didn't have a great second race, did he? Or did he have a good? Did he get 2? Oh no, maybe he had a really good race. Did he have a really good? Did he have a really good one last week? He did, didn't he? Did he get 2 firsts and a second? Cheeky boy. I think he's won it. So race 1 just about to start. Then I'll wait for the binoculars to show up. Get ourselves in. Right, here we go then. First race of the evening. Let's turn the nonsense on. LVO on that top spot. Potter in second. He does hold the inside line into turn 1. LVO just that slightly a little bit further forward. So lights go on then. Wait for these to drop and race 1 will get underway. Full throttle and away they go. It's a great start by everybody. A little bit of a drift on. Potter getting a great start, almost side by side with LVO into turn 1. LVO pushing him. Potter has to back off. LVO just manages to hang on to. Oh, he gets a bit of a boink on through the cones. So side by side with Potter into turn 1. It's cost him a couple of positions. Not being able to take the line he wanted, pushed him wide through turn 1. Potter able to get through, Philo able to get through. LVO into third, Gecko 4th, then Mart 5th, Brinky 6th, Surfer 7th, Ace Killer in 8th. We'll go then into this little cut through section then. Pickles in 9th, Mockin in 10th. Real big moves yet then through those first few turns. No Neck in 11th. Back up front then, Potter getting a wobble on. Through this 90 right then. Philo all over the back of Potter, gets the slipstream down here as well, closes up on Potter's rear bumper. Potter hooks the inside line, running into the chicane. Philo's trying to run it around the outside here. Can't do it. Well, both drivers having to go all over the place through there to hold on to it. Potter gets the better line though, he pulls back away from Philo, puts him back under pressure from LVO. Gets a drift on through there as well. Potter able to pull away a little bit more, 0.6 of a second. It's not quite enough to drop the slipstream yet, but it's enough to get him away down in towards turn 1. Another drift through there for Philo. Potter gaining a little bit more time through that first turn then. Mercedes then 1, 2 and 3. We've got the Cosworth in 4th, another Mercedes in 5th, the RX-7 in 6th, another Mercedes in 7th, MR2 Toyota in 8th, Cosworth in 9th, Weeks in the BMW, and No Neck Monster in that final Mercedes. Again, popular car this season. Potter still leads then. He's not managed to gain much of an advantage with that 0.7 of a second lead. Oh, I say that just as he regains that 0.7 of a second lead. He's coming onto this long straight though that will close up on him a little bit. Take it a little bit more cleanly through there, Potter. These two Mercedes drivers chasing down that third Mercedes driver up front of Potter. He slings himself across the circuit then. Potter drops that slipstream for Philo as best he can, coming into turn 1 anyway. Onto that 3/4 of a second lead into turn 1. Just needs to make a couple of good corners to break that gap completely. Yo-yo in between 0.6 and 0.8. Almost got a second between themselves and the Ford in 4th. Down Gecko in 5th, second back himself, just out of that tow range for him. Not giving Brinky a tow either behind him, so he's got his own problems though. He's got a mirror full of Surfer Ev at the minute. So going to take a slight mistake again, just coming into some of these turns, running a little bit wide, dip a wheel on the sand. This one in particular. Ooh, Fat Pickles. Can get you all sorts of sideways through there if you get that one wrong. Weeks 0.3 back from Fat Pickles in that BMW. No Neck Monster falling back a little bit as well, 1.8 seconds down then. So starting lap 4 of 10. Potter again slings himself across the circuit to try and drop the toe for Philo. He has brought that time back down. As well, keeping himself right there in this fight. Gecko falls a little bit further back, 1.1 seconds. Mart's still not been able to close that gap upon him either. It's a little bit of a procession at the minute, but see what happens. It's Kittle. Fat Pickles was piling a bit of pressure onto Ace Killer there, but Ford decided to say no for a split second. Trying to close up on the MR2 then, Fat Pickles. So Ev just in front as well. Still pretty tightly packed, but Marky Weeks fallen back a little bit further unfortunately, and No Neck Monster obviously behind him. Both drivers about 3 seconds back from Fat Pickles now. Screaming Ford chasing chasing down that MR2 in front. Let's get ourselves back up to the front of the field then and see what's going off here. Ultimate Pot still under threat from Philo. Managed to drop LVO Tricks a little bit. I don't know whether it's going to be enough to drop him out of this fight completely. Starting lap 5 of 10 then. Again, Potter opting for a different line, doesn't want to give Philo any kind of advantage. It's a good drive through there actually, that different line. Using a little bit more of that straight to accelerate down, gets a little bit faster out of there. Philo ran a bit deep into that corner behind him, but managed to gain it back, keeps himself half a second behind Potter. Coming into this cut through section then, closes up to a little bit of a gap up the inside, but it's not going to happen just yet. He isn't closing up though. These 3 Mercedes are still pulling away a little bit from Gecko in that first of the Fords. Oh, went too far. Sorry for the epilepsy. Just quarter of a second between Potter and Philo. Potter stays on the racing line this time. I think Philo expected him to come across to that inside line. Potter gets a bit of a wobble on through there. Philo gets a good run out of that corner. Inside line for him coming into this final turn. And through he goes then. Can Potter switch it back on the inside? Yes, he can. He's right there. Helmet cam at the minute. Trying to get across into turn 1, but Potter's there. You can't make that corner when there's a big Mercedes in the way, my friend. Get ourselves on a bit of that. LVO's brought himself back into that fight then. A little bit of bumping and barging on the way into turn 1. Allowed LVO to get himself back in this fight. Oh, Philo trying to run around the outside. A little bit of door banging between the 2 Mercedes. Still holding the inside line into this next corner. And LVO slings one up the inside of Philo. He'll look to take that second position off of him. And does. Philo not getting a good drive out of there. LVO slots himself into second. Goes a bit deep. Philo looking to come back. Run around the outside through here. Has that given Potter? Look at this. Orange and blue Mercedes having a real battle for that second now. It's giving Potter a little bit of breathing room here. Half a second now. Running up towards this chicane. 2 Mercedes bring themselves right back onto his rear bumper through there though. Oh, Potter gets a drift on. 6 coming around this final turn then to start lap 7. Gecko has been able to close the gap a little bit in that Ford. There you go, Potter leads then by 0.6 of a second as we start lap 7. LVO Tricks and Philo now battling for second. Philo this time up the inside. He gains that second. There is Gecko Racer. Tucked under the rear wing of LVO Tricks now into 4th. Well, he was 4th anyway. Mark then in 5th. Unfortunately, 3 seconds behind that top 4. Wasn't unable to stick with the pace of those boys. Surfer Ev, he's managed to get his way past Brinky. Ace Killer having a bit of a punch up with him at the minute for that position. Brinky just squeezing his way back through though into 7th. So Surfer up into 6th, 3.9 seconds behind Mart. He's got 1.7 seconds ahead of Brinky. Brinky's now got all sorts of problems really. An Ace Killer right behind him, a Fat Pickles right behind him. And Mocking Weeks actually slowly closing the gap back up on that battle. No Nick Monster still in there as well. Then back under threat then from Philo up front. On board with Gecko then in 4th. Let's get ourselves on a bit of roof cam. So Potter far enough in front to hold on to the lead into turn 1. Philo, Elvio and Gecko all through there cleanly. Eight of 10 then. Through hairpin, still holding the lead, 0.6 of a second, which is up to 0.8 as he exits that corner. Philo good at bringing that time back down though. So Elvio almost out of that slipstream range, pretty much is now. Gecko Racer tucked right behind him. Can the Ford match the pace of the Mercedes in front? 2 laps left to have a go. There's Martin 5th. Lonely race for him at the minute. 4 seconds in front, nearly 4.5 behind to Surfer. Brinking another 1.4 seconds behind him. So managed to drop the attack from Ace Killer and Fat Pickles. Everyone lifting wheels up through there. Mocking in 10th then, 3.3 back. No Neck Monster, other 2.5 back. Don't think anybody's been off circuit. I've not seen anybody off circuit. So lap 9 of 10. Philo trying to carry the speed through there. Did work. Potter goes for a different line on the way into this Mercedes arena. Does allow him to carry a little bit more speed down this straight into that turn. It's not a lot, but it is enough just to pull away from Philo. Makes him work that a little bit harder on these next few corners to bring that time down. Potter then into this cut through again then, lap 9 of 10. It's only been a couple of positions changed really. So Ev has chopped a couple out of Brinky and Ace Killer. It really. Potter obviously getting the move on LVO Tricks into turn 1, allowing Philo to come through as well. So Philo and Potter coming through the field. Oh, Philo getting that one sideways through there. Great big handful of opposite lock to keep that one on circuit. Unfortunately, that has given Potter a great big chunk of lead. Just about to start this final lap then. Bam, there it is. Potter starts with a 1.5 or near as damn it second lead over Philo. Now the battle is on for second in this final lap. Again, that time will come down between Potter and Philo. Oh, Philo goes deep through there. LVO looks for that different line on the way into this Mercedes arena right behind him. Stretching those track limits through there, Philo. Nowhere for LVO to get through at the minute. Gecko right there as well, looking for any kind of advantage. Squeeze his way past either one of those Mercedes. Thank you very much. Get himself on the podium. Again, Philo getting that Mercedes sideways out of that corner. Unfortunately, just making it a little bit wider for LVO Tricks to try and get past. Long back straight then. Potter with a 1.1 second lead through the little kink to the right up towards the chicane then. Gets it cleanly through there. Final corner to go then for Potter. It's all kicking off for second still. Oh, it could be kicking off for third. But it is going to be Potter that takes the win here in race 1. Philo takes second. Oh, it was LVO that takes third. Gecko took fourth. He did have a little bit of a drag race down towards the line. Mark comes home in 5th. Unfettered this week. Nobody taking him off circuit. Surfer Ev takes 6th. Brinky 7th. Ace Killer comes home in 8th. Fat Pickles in 9th. We've got Mocking Weeks backwards for 10th. And No Neck Monster in 11th. So much in terms of overtakes, but front view keeping it lively between themselves. I'm sure if you're in the middle of it, it was hectic. Being hunted for 10 full laps round here. So, results then, Potter taking that win. Philo 2nd, LVO 3rd, Gecko 4th, Mark 5th, Surfer in 6th, Brinky takes 7th, Ace Killer takes 8th, Fapicals 9th, Mocking Weeks in 10th, and No Neck in 11th. Official results they are. They're official results. What that does to the points, I don't know. Like I say, I'm sure Philo's pretty much just smashed it, even though he missed out a race because he was having himself chopped in half and replaced with something else. Answers in the comments. What was he replaced with? What was his half replaced with? I don't know if it was the left or his right side either. It could have been his front half that was replaced. Going robot. That's my choice. So, very slight setup change. What have we got? Difference. It's different time of day. Is that the only change? Let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look. Boop. Bap. That's what I want. No, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. That's what I want. Boom. Ten laps. Reverse grid. Yep. Wasn't sure if there was a tyre wear change, but nope. So yeah, race 2, another 10 laps, reverse grid from race 1. Just the time is set from early, which was race 1, into afternoon, which is this race coming up. And then we've got sunset for race 3. That also is going to be a reverse grid race for that final third race of the evening, final race of the season as well, that third race. Again, this is only race 2 just about to start, so stick around, 2 more to go. Where did Gecko Racer go? All I can see is the chat that he's back. I didn't know he'd gone. Final look at liveries then. If I doubt everyone's on circuit, but Philo Engineering is pretty much a carbon copy of Philo's, that is, for Gecko, sorry, for LVO. Surfer in the black and white Castrol livery. Cartoon Cosworth for Fat Pickles. Someone's got the horn for him. It's Brinky. Little RX. Oh, Screamer 7. There's Mart in his Mercedes. The yellow Pro Mart livery for him. Getting his drift on. He's getting his drift on during this little practice session. There's Ace Killer, Duco Heating liveried MR2. There you go. Get your underfloor heating right here. Well, not right here. I haven't got it. Can't shove it through the mic. But this man, he'll have it. Don't know what speed team is. No idea. Not getting to see Potter's livery just yet, or geckos, or philos, or no necks. There is the cartoon BMW livery of Mockin. Gotta admit, they do look good. So a couple of minutes till we start race 2 here then. This is probably just the second I leave track. It's going to be right, starting. Final round tonight. Second race not long to start. Reverse grid as well, so should be a little bit more action in race 2 than we saw in race 1. A couple of position changes, but it was a little bit of a procession. Again, if you were in the thick of it at the front or in any of the sort of close racing, it's a lot more exciting when you're in the car, obviously, than just, you know, 4 cars going around a circuit. Great, but when you're that close for that long, you get a bit of a sweat on, I'll tell you that. I used to get a sweat on if I made a decent overtake in some of these things. Flipping heck, I'm close to a podium here in a race. I'm close to I'm not even on the podium. I'm close to a podium. Crash. Seemed to be my thing. And talking during my racing to the stream, which made me crash. If you notice, it's all just the commentary now, because most of it was far too sweary. It was all swearing. I don't do that anymore. Good boy. Apparently. So, race starting then. The shout coming from lobby host. Let's get some nonsense on now and see if it sticks around for the race, shall we? Go then. It's already here. Right, reverse grid. Let's change that camera up. It is going to be No Neck Monster who leads us out then. Someone's found the horn. Wait for these lights to go on and then drop. Here we go then. Race 2 just about to get underway. Again, reverse grid. And they are off. A little bit of a sideways start for Fat Pickles. No Neck Monster gets away well though. Should hold on to that lead into turn 1. A little bit deep into that one. Keeps himself just about on circuit. Fat Pickles then takes out one of those cones instead. No Neck just about hanging on to this lead. Mocking, pushing, looking for a way around the outside, but can't get through yet. No Neck, Ace Killer has squeezed his way through to third. OVO Tricks and Philo already pushed their way through. Look at this. OVO Tricks, Mart as well has made his way through. Fat Pickles in 7th, Brinky in 8th. Oh, Brinky at the inside. Oh, there's almost carnage. Where's Fat Pickles gone? Come on, camera. Gets a drift on through there. Brinky coming in far too hot into there. Tagging Fat Pickles into Mar. Mar managed to gather that one back up. I think he lost a position due to it though. Fat Pickles, unfortunately, being the meat in the sandwich between those two, gets pushed to the back of the field. Rocky Weeks then into the lead of the race. BMW chased by Ace Killer in the MR2. Again, Philo and Gecko have made, Philo and Elvio have made great ways through the field already. Mockin darted over the circuit. Nothing he can do though. Ace Killer far too quick in that MR2. Squeezes one up the inside. He's got to shut that door as quick as he can. Oh, both drivers have gone through. Philo goes through. Can Ace Killer get him back though? Oh, Philo gets a drift on through there. Ace Killer has to take a void in action. LVO Tricks comes through to try and take the pair of them. I told you race 2 would be a little bit more funky, didn't I? Weeks though, unfortunately, from the lead. Drops down to 4th. Mart's under pressure behind. Nearly 4 wide into this hairpin. No neck, just hanging on to that one. Gecko Racer squeezing his way through just about, but Mark still neck and neck with him into this next corner, carrying the speed through. Just to leave enough room for Gecko. Unfortunately, leaving that room for Gecko. That's just given the door enough room for Potter to get through. Fortunately, Potter was carrying a little bit too much speed, and he came through, clattered into the side of Martin and pushed him off track. I saw it, you saw it, there's no denying it. But this man has got his way through to the front then. Elvio into 2nd. Ace Killer 3rd. Mockin Weeks just hanging on to 4th. Gecko in 5th. Potter 6th. No Neck in 7th, right behind Potter. Surfer in 8th. Rookie in 9th, looking for a little bit of a move up the inside. Pickles coming in there as well, hanging on to the field. Mart 4.3 seconds down. Should be able to close this gap up. Oh, pushing hard through turn 1. Driving like that won't do it, unfortunately. Then 1.7 seconds away from Ace Killer. He's got a little bit deep in there himself. Gecko Racer all over the rear end of Mockin Weeks in that BMW as well. Is that right? Why does the Sierra look bigger than the BMW? I didn't think that was a thing. BMW would have been wider, definitely. Right, but Gecko carries the speed up this back straight though, looking for the move up the inside into the chicane. Squeezes through into that 4th position. Mockin in 5th, Peter now on his tail as well, just 0.6 of a second back. Will be getting a slipstream. Brinky 7th, No Neck trying to get back up the inside of him. Surfer in 9th then, Fat Pickles 10th. Mart is bringing that time down 3.4 seconds. Needs the drivers in front to keep battling, which they are close enough to be doing. Here we go, Surfer Ev on No Neck Monster now. Gets that one stopped. Fat Pickles almost gets himself side by side with No Neck through there as well. Make his way around the outside here, or can he? No, he can't. No, he can't. The neck pushes it a little bit deep through there, though. There you go, Mark bringing that time down massively now. 2.7 seconds to Fat Pickles. Pickles gets himself past No Neck then. Catch him with a wheel on the sand, manages to keep that one straight. Not quite out of danger yet. He's still got LVO Tricks just in that slipstream range in 2nd, but look at the gap between themselves and 3rd. Whoa. Battle on for 3rd. Ace Killer 4.2 seconds down in that 3rd position, but for how much longer I don't know. Ford all over the back of him coming up towards this final corner. Killer just able to keep the power down and outbrake the Ford coming into that final turn. Pot's already passed Mockin Weeks into 5th, got him up that back straight. Again, Ace Killer trying to drop the toe before Gecko Racer into turn 1. A bit of a switcheroo on the inside, Gecko. His killer was ready for it, and there is Potter bolted onto the back end of this fight now. Weeks 6th, Brinky 7th, Surfer in 8th. We've got No Neck in, Fat Pickles in 9th, No Neck in 10th. And there is Mark just 1.2 seconds behind him. Positions to be had for Mark then before the end of this one. Battle on at the front now. Gap come down from 0.8 of a second. Oof, Philo having to have 3 or 4 attempts to gather that one up. That's brought LVO right into the slipstream range, coming onto this back straight. Just 0.3 of a second in it. Philo's going to sling himself off circuit if he does things like that. Just hangs onto it by the skin of his teeth. He's had to take a bit of a dodgy line through there. LVO not able to get the power down quickly enough. Oh, squeezes and absolutely slingshots one up the inside of Philo. Gets himself into that lead position, but Philo right under his rear wing, less than 2 tenths behind him. But they're not messing about. Philo gives them a little nudge down towards turn 1. Battle on then between these two. Where is he? Both rocking the Philo engineering livery. There the blue, yellow and the orange, yellow. It is the orange and yellow of LVO Tricks that currently leads this second race tonight. Philo won't be happy about losing that lead, I'll tell you that. Ace Killer then still holding on to this 3rd position. Potter Potts managed to make his way past Gecko into 4th. Gecko 5th, holding on to the fight. Brinky, is he closing that gap up? Just 1.2 seconds behind these 3. Again, they are bumper to bumper, so they will be slowing down a little bit if they're looking for position. Fat Pickles in 7th, 1.6 behind Brinks. Surfer Ev in 8th, 2 seconds behind Fat Pickles. But Mart up into 9th already. He's got himself past Mockin, he's got himself past No Neck Monster, and on the hunt for Surfer Ev in 8th. Has managed to secure that lead. Oof. What was that in the background? Potter McPot. Sure, you've got to drift on out of that final corner. He did. I think he dipped a wheel on the sand coming out of that final corner. It tipped his car sideways. He almost ploughed it into the pit wall. That allowed Gecko to come back past him, but he's using the brute of that Mercedes to try and get his way back past the Ford. Showing off in the Mercedes arena. Gecko's got the inside line through here, but the Ford not quite got the match of the power of the Mercedes, unfortunately. He is able to close that gap up. The battle's brought Brinky right into the fold now. The RX-7, let's get on board. You ready for your ears? RIP headphone users. Jump on board with Potter, who's just in front there in that Mercedes. See, that's nice, isn't it? Then Brinky. What an absolute noise. Right, let's see what's happening. Nobody moving or shaking just yet. Still 0.8 of a second between 1st and 2nd. Starting lap 8 then. There is the punch up for 3rd behind. Ace Killer still holding on to that one. The little MR2 is pretty quick in a straight line. So hanging on to that 3rd then. The Ford of Gecko Racer back into 4th position. Potter. Oh, Gecko tries to get himself round Ace Killer. Almost leaves the door open for Potter to make a move through. There again, Brinky. Maybe they've not even seen him, that little low-down RX-7. hiding out of view of these three. Mistake up front, could cost them. Potter looking for a way past Gecko then for that third position, sorry, for that fourth position. A bit of a bump and a bang with Gecko through there. Gecko again still hot on the heels of Ace Killer. Ace Killer having to take all sorts of shortcuts through here. Oh, maybe a little bit of a rear end tap through there for Gecko on Ace Killer. Now it is an absolute side-by-side battle running down here, but look at the power of this MR2. Even running around the outside, it's able to get its way back past Gecko and pull away a little bit. Oh, and it's all kicking off here. It's all kicking off here. Gecko almost gets swamped by Brinky. Almost gets swamped by Brinky and Potter. Coming up either side of him. Bullies. Oh, all three drivers dipping a wheel on the sand there. That's broken up that fight a little bit. It's given Ace Killer a tiny bit of breathing room as well. He'll be thankful for that. He's had this man up his rear end for almost all of the race. Yeah, almost takes out the MR2 as he comes into turn one. This leaves the door open for Potter McPotter as well, but still not quite able to get that move done. Back up front, it is still LVO Tricks that leads. He's gained a little bit more time on Philo. Lap 9 of 10 for these. For everyone now, apologies. There's Philo. He's still pressing. He's not. It's not like he's giving up, but 1.3 seconds. To make that up in this final lap and up this back straight, not getting a toe up there either. Ace Killer on the other hand has got his mirror full of problems now. There is Gecko Racer looking for his way past around the outside, can't do it. Ace Killer holds on to the lead into the chicane, but Potter McPot slings one around the outside to try and get his way back past Gecko, and it's not worked again. Still bumper to bumper, these three. Ace Killer hugging that pit wall, doesn't want to leave the door open for these boys to come flying through. Again, Gecko Racer to take that slightly wider line so as not to take out Ace Killer coming into turn one. This is a final lap then, all to play for these boys. Potter just looking for any way past Gecko, trying to fend him off around the outside into some of these corners, which he does do, and gets the inside line into the next corner. There's a legal move through there. You can run it wide on that corner, and that gives Potter the inside line into this hairpin, the cut through hairpin. Oh, he carries far too much speed in through there though. Gecko Racer now trying to get a handle on his Ford, which gives Potter now the inside line into this next corner. Oh, an absolute punch. Oh, Gecko. Oh, Gecko. Oh. What a shame. Great battle between those two for a split second. But here we go, though. LVO Tricks. No. Why does he do this? Why does he do this? He does this. He does this lots. It is still Philo that takes the win. He slows down at the end of the race and lets somebody else take the win. But it should have been LVO that took the win, but with that chaos it was Philo in the end. Ace Killer is going to hold on to third. Potter, no. Okay, so Brinky comes home in fourth. Mark takes fifth. Fat Pickles takes sixth. Surfer Ev takes seventh. Mocking Weeks takes eighth. Gecko Racer takes ninth. Potter then sticking the brakes on, allowing Gecko Racer to come past and take that position off him. Potter comes home in 10th and No Neck Monster in 11th, and it is another win for Philo. Again, maybe slightly strategic from Potter after the mistake. You know, okay, it's the right thing to do to slow down and let that player take their position back, but knowing he's coming into the final race of the evening, He knows that Philo and Elvio are one end of the field, and it'll be him and Gecko, Mart, and other drivers at the other end of the field. Well, no, some of those drivers have come through, so they'll be midfield. So there's going to be drivers all over the place in race 2. Fast drivers at the front, fast drivers at the back, fast drivers in the middle. Could get a bit tasty into turns 1 and 2. I'm slacking. Official results then. Philo on that podium. Again, Elvio slowed down to give him that position. Philo came in behind him to try and shunt him across the line to give him the first place because, you know, he deserves it for good racing. Unfortunately, the double bounce caused Elvio to hit the wall, bounce back, and Philo drove through him and took the win anyway. So, regardless of what Philo does, he took the win. So it is him on top spot. Elvio second, Ace Killer third, Brinky in fourth, Mart in fifth, Fat Pickles in sixth, Surfer Ev seventh, Mocking Weeks in eighth, Gecko in ninth, Potter in 10th, and No Neck in 11th. Surfer Ev clicking as many of the pre-made replies as he possibly can fit in, I think. That was a good result for Mart in the end. Fifth, I think he took. Did he take fifth? Yes, he did. So yeah, after getting shunted, that's another little bit of a naughty one by Potter. He ended up four and a half seconds back from the rest of the field. Managed to close that gap back up, make his way past a few drivers prior to any incidents, and then obviously gained a couple of positions, or a position, when Gecko and Potter had their little coming together. So won't be far off for the very final race of the season. A little 10-lap sprint here at Nürburgring Sprint Circuit. Should be Philo taking the win for the series. Was it you, Surfer? Is it you that's been ramming the horn all season? Giving us a honk. I must be watching live. Elvio to get the hell out of the way as well. Stay on my way full. He has got the horn on, there you go. Maniacs. Two little JDMs are having a punch up at the minute. It's again, it is only a little bit of practice, boys. What are we seeing? Oh, not sure if Brinky tried to take out Ace Killer, but Ace Killer decided to look for the ramp. Set to track and promptly takes out Fat Pickles. Wop, 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 wop. Wop, wop. That's not what you tried to do, was it, Fat Pickle? That's that professional, that was Fat Pickles. got Mart going for a drift. Oh, we've got Brinky going for a drift. He likes a drift. Is Mart drifter-tron in? Nope. Brinky is though. Likes lighting up those tyres, that's for sure, in these little practice sessions. Pretend you took those cones out, Brinky, with your spoiler, like they're doing the real drifting. And that was the finish line. We'll class that as the finish line. Well done, Brinks. .97 points out of 100. You get deducted 3 points because your Dark Smoker logo's not big enough. Oh, what a shame he couldn't get the little flick on round the chicane, get the drift on the way out. Let's see what he does into this final corner. It's the Scandinavian flick on. He's got the flag for it. Right, race 3 then, just about to get underway. Final race of the season for the classic DTM sprints hosted by Mature Racing Club. Sponsored or associated? I don't want to say sponsored because, you know, I don't get any money. We're not given a truck to race in from Team Oliver Racing. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Here we go then. Final race about to get underway. Reverse grid from positions of race 2. It's going to be No Neck again that leads us out. Potomac Pot second on the grid. Gecko third as well. Both drivers should get a good start. Right, let's go on then. Final race just about to get underway. And there it is. Can No Neck fend off these faster drivers into turn 1, or is he going to leave the door wide open? Nope. Almost drives off track. Oh, Gecko Racer goes for the jump this time over the cone. So No Neck holds the lead then. Potomac Pot second, Gecko third. Mocking Weeks says fifth. He has just managed to keep his way up the inside, I think there. Mocking Weeks carries a little bit more speed through. Mark's looking for a way through here as well. Ricky does get the inside line into this cut through hairpin. Will take that 4th position on the way out. Surfer Ev slots his way past as well, while Mark's having to run a tiny bit wide. Surfer Ev has a look up the inside, side by side with Mark then, as we come through these almost 90s. Tricks and Philo side by side again. Ace Killer in 10th, Fat Pickles in 11th. So No Neck loses the lead of the race. He's still third though. Potomac Pot takes that lead of the race. Gecko gets through as well. No Neck looking to get that second position back. Almost makes a move up the inside of Gecko into this final corner. He's now got a bit of a full of Brinky and that screaming RX-7 behind him. Mocking Weeks coming under threat then from Surfer Ev in the BMW. Switches to the inside then for Surfer. Hard on the brakes, what can Mocking Weeks do? Nothing. The Mercedes can he keep swing up the inside? No, he can't. So Mercedes gets through then into 5th. Philo now looking around the outside of Mocking Weeks into the Mercedes arena. Now switches back up to the inside. It's a good move. Well, looking for a passage past Mocking Weeks here down towards this hairpin. Switches back up to the inside, goes without braking. Gets the job done. returns next season, I'm sure he won't be picking this BMW. Ace Killer then in 9th, closing up. Nichols in 10th. And Elvio Triggs, he must have been off circuit, 6.2 seconds down somewhere. So Potter and Gecko, bumper to bumper, just quarter of a second between those two. Brinky just 0.8 back himself. Still within slipstream range, heading up that back straight. Surfer Ev in 4th, then Philo into 5th already. No Neck in 6th, Art 7th, Mockin in 8th. Mark having a look on No Neck into this final corner. The inside then. Ace Killer has a look at Mockin Weeks through there. Art into that 6th place. No Neck behind him then in 7th. Will he try and regain that position into turn 1? A little bit of a look, uses the slipstream to try and get back up the inside, backs off though, gets back behind Mark. Ace Killer comes piling through here, far too deep, almost takes out Mart, almost takes himself out. No Neck Monster as well, getting a little bit of a send through there. Mockin Weeks trying to get his way past No Neck Monster. Has that left the door open for Fat Pickles to get through as well? No, it hasn't. No Neck Monster coming back up. Mockin here as well. Slow through there. That has given Fat Pickles a little look at the inside into the hairpin, and he now gets through into 9th. Neck 10th. Elvio 4 seconds, 3.5 behind him in 11th. Kicking off up front then, Potter and Gecko still quarter of a second between them. Pulled away from Brinky in 3rd. Just 2.8 seconds behind race leader. Surfer in 5th, Mart just a second behind him in 6th. A bit of a good corner to get himself back in the tow range of Surfer. Unfortunately, Surfer's got a little bit of a slipstream from Philo in front of him. Ace Killer then 7th, Mockin Weeks 8th, Fat Pickles 9th, pretty close together these two. Mockin Weeks, Fat Pickles having a little look into turn 1. Two cartoon cars having a battle for that position. And Fat Pickles goes through them. Mockin Weeks up 9th, No Neck in 10th. Elvio starting to close that gap up on him, 1.8 seconds behind him. What is he? 10.1 seconds behind race leader. Let's see what he can do in the next 5.5 laps. So then holds on to this lead. He's had this man this close since the word go. Brinky coming under pressure then from Philo, just half a second behind him. Little purple sectors from Philo as well, still carrying a lot of speed then in his final race. Again, started from pretty much the back of the pack. Well, he did start from the back of the pack because he did take the win. Closes that gap up a little bit more on Brinky down towards this final corner. Not close enough to make a move here. Might be close enough to stomp one up the inside of turn 1 though. 0.3 of a second and falling. Surfer under threat behind as well from Mart. He has a little look but doesn't go for the move into that one. Surfer Ev as well, safe into turn 1. Killer 2.3 behind Mart. Weeks in 8th, just 1.4 back from him. Nichols loses that position again to Mockin. Elvio already past No Neck Monster, closing the gap up on race leader as well. 9.1 seconds behind him. Oh, Mockin Weeks! He's dipped a wheel somewhere, and how that BMW's just ended up sideways across the circuit. Fortunately, this far into the race and this far back, it's going to be a tall order for him to get back involved in any kind of battle for a position now. 4.5 seconds behind No Neck Monster. We are on to lap 5. It's only a minute and a half as well, so Philo's got his way past Brinky into 3rd. Pushing that Mercedes. Rear end on that thing, keeps stepping out. 1.6 seconds behind Gecko. Again, top 2 really battling for position, but Gecko's just making himself, you know, making his presence known, just keeping Potter on his toes. This could slow them down enough to allow Philo to close up. So from 1.6 he's already down to 1.4. Holding 4th, but falling back from Philo. Surfer Ev and Mark closing up on him now in the next 2 Mercedes. Mark gets a wobble on through there. Ace Killer then holding 7th. LVO Tricks now into 8th. Got himself past Fat Pickles as well. Neck into 10th then, and Rocking Wheats trying to close any kind of gaps. 5.7 seconds behind No Neck Monster. Again, the rear end just let go on him. Round he went. Gecko pressing Potter around that has a little look up the inside into this final corner. Not fully aware of where he is. Didn't make any sudden moves, but Gecko now using the slipstream heading down towards turn 1. Potter McPot tries to cut off any kind of move up the inside here. Tries to get back across to carry as much speed through here as possible. Gecko Racer. Worked out in his favour through there either. And here is Philo starting to close that gap down. Less than just over a second behind Gecko. Needs that to be just under a second to start gaining a toe off these 2. Brinky 2.4 back, 2.6 back now. It's quite under as much pressure from Surfer Evan Mart. And these 2 having a good battle for this 5th position currently. Ace Killer now got a mirror full of LVO Tricks, just half a second behind him. Some kind of incident at the start of the race. LVO started about 10 seconds back from the rest of the field. Starting to chop his way back through. Looking to get first, not again, not this far into this race. 7 laps in, almost 8. He's taken a little bit of time out of No Neck. Again, running out of laps to do so. Potter McPot then, lap 8, still holds the lead of the race. Racer still right there behind him. Philo has got that time down to within slipstream range now. He's got about 3 laps to try and make his way back to the front of this race. 2 fast drivers to make his way past, but again, he has come from the back of the pack. Currently on final podium position. Still 2.5 laps left of this Nürburgring Sprint final race. Final race of the season for the DTM Classics. Oh, Philo. Ah, there you go, dipping a wheel. It's not slowed him down. You managed to carry more speed through there even though you're going sideways, Philo? Please explain that to me. Alien gets it sideways through the chicane though, loses all that advantage. Around to end lap 8, then start lap 9. As we were again, Brinky still holding that 4th, Surfer Ev and Mart still battling for that 5th. Looking for a way past now. Can he get the move done into... Oh, I was just about to say, Surfer Ev leaving the door wide open really, but he slings himself across to the inside line. Can Mart switch it back up and carry the speed into the Mercedes arena. He's got a good run, still side by side with Surfer Ev through this left-hander. Surfer's still got the advantage into this next corner. Mart trying to run it side by side though. If he does, he can keep the advantage into this next turn, which he does. Surfer's got to give him room. That allows Mart to get through. That keeps him on the inside line, coming into this hairpin as well. Runs wide through there, he runs wide through there. Oh, onto the grass goes Mart, loses that position again to Surfer. Keeps himself in the battle though, just got to be careful those dirty tyres don't catch him out. He has got an LVO trick. Oh, I was going to say he's got an Ace Killer and an LVO Tricks closing up, but LVO Tricks just squeezing his way past Ace Killer there into 7th. Ace Killer 8th, Fat Pickles in 9th, No Neck in 10th. Mocking Weeks at 3.3 back in 11th. Philo's got himself past Gecko. Final lap then, Potter under threat now then. 0.6 of a second behind is a distinct Philo. Race up, loses that second, drops into 3rd. Looking good for 4th. So Evan Mart still battling it out for 5th. That's where Mart went for the move last time. Maybe not quite as far in front this lap as he needs to be. Has he done it this time? No, he hasn't. LVO Tricks is looking for a way past these two as well on this final lap. Ace Killer now coming under a bit of threat from Fat Pickles here as well. Good exit through there as Fat Pickles. Can he get the move done down into the hairpin? No, he can't. No Neck 10th then. 5.6 down. Weeks bringing that time down, but final lap now. Pot. 0.7 of a second on this back straight. Coming up to this chicane. Philo will close up a little bit into this one. So it should be good for the win here. He's only got this final corner to go. Comfortable through there. Philo right behind him, coming up towards the line though. But it is Potter that takes the final race win here. Philo comes in 2nd. Gecko comes home in 3rd. Brinky takes 4th. Surfer is going to take 5th. Mart is going to take 6th. Only just. LVO right behind him 7th. Ace Killer takes 8th. Fat Pickles takes 9th. No Neck comes home in 10th. And Mocking Weeks 11th place. There it is. Potter taking the final race win here tonight. Final race of the season win as well. Again, I do think it's been Philo that's taken the win here tonight. The championship win as well. He's been too quick all season, that boy. Right. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, hold on. Hold on. Come on, you. Open up. 18 minutes ago. How did I get the points 18 minutes ago? From Potter? Who's been racing? Somebody explain that. But they've turned up. They've turned up. I think they were probably supposed to be here before the race, but... Before this race, Philo had a 52-point lead, and he's smashed it tonight. So yeah, he's taken the win. Definitely taken the win. Potter's 2nd, I would think. Gecko's probably taken 3rd. Brinky 4th. LVO 5th. No Ben Kimbo. So it's going to be a toss-up between Mart and Ace Killer for 6th. No worries. So are we going to get somebody in the chat. Somebody tell me. Let me see if I can just... No, that's not what I want. Let's see if I can put something in here. Who won? Like I say, I'm pretty much 99.9% sure it's Philo. Looking at the points gaps and the results tonight. Again, it's the rest of the positions I don't know fully. Yeah, Philo. Yeah, I thought you did. No Neck Monster's trying to blag it in the chat that it's him. Not so sure about that one, No Neck. Not so sure about that one. But if that's final results, I'll post them up on the page. If not, when I get them, I'll post them up anyway. But yeah, that's going to be it from the DTM Classics, the Team Oliver Racing DTM Classics. So if you don't know who Team Oliver Racing are, they're bonkers for starters, right? Because they race trucks, you know, like trucks. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they do. If you get your chance, go to see them at any of the sort of race courses around the UK, Pembrey, Thruxton, Donington. Do they do Silverstone? No, they don't. They do Brands Hatch. But if you can get yourself along to go and watch some truck racing, I highly recommend you go do it. And if you do, knock on the door, tell them Potomac Pot and Dark Smoker sent you, and you know, they might slap you around a bit and tell you to do one, but they might not. They might say, "All right, how you doing?" or something. But yeah, if you get your chance, go and see some truck racing. And yeah, definitely, if you get a chance, go and say hello to the Team Oliver Racing boys as well. Thank you, Michael and Stuart, for sticking your name on top of this as well. Big shout out to the boys over at MRC for allowing us to use the Mature Racing Club to host and set everything up and post all the stuff. So big shout out to you boys. Big shout out to all the drivers as well. I know, end of the season. Tricky cars to drive. We did lose a few drivers throughout the season, but the core drivers stuck around for majority of races, which is good to see. Let's get that off the screen. You don't want to see a big grey square, do you? Look at another big grey square instead. There you go. But yeah, big shout out to Potomac Pot for setting it all up. And I know Mart and Philo, Elvio, Gecko, and a lot of the other drivers have been in the lobbies every night, especially before the season, setting it all up, you know, getting the cars, making sure they work correctly and figuring out what settings they need to be at to be somewhere reasonably close to fair. So yeah, big shout out to everyone involved who's raced and set it all up and everything. Yeah, big shout out to everyone. Blam, there you go, done. So that is it for the DTM Classics. I am back on Monday. The Premier League, the DSC Premier League was postponed again due to bank holiday in the UK, so that's going to start again on Monday. That's at 8 o'clock. We've got the new P1 League starting next week. We've got two new P1 Leagues starting next week. We've got the Clios on Thursday, and we've got the GT3 World Series on Sunday nights. Both of the P1 Leagues start at 9 o'clock on Thursday and Sunday. End of July, we've got the start of the GTTCC as well, one of the biggest GT4 race leagues you can get yourselves involved in. Plenty of hype around that, also on the Mature Racing Club as well. So go and check it all out. But that's pretty much going to be it for me. I hope you've all liked what you've watched. You know what to do, people. Hit those like buttons. Subscribe if you haven't. Chuck a comment in. But most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.